Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a longer term market update for EGLD, which does remain within this longer term range between $38 and $66. So we'll discuss that as our support and our resistance. And we're also going to be looking at EGLD's performance with respect to Bitcoin by taking a look at the EGLD Bitcoin ratio and the fact that this is starting to retest the lows from back here in June. So we'll talk about what this means for EGLD and what specifically I'm expecting with this altcoin into, say, the next few months. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And by the way, if you want to check out my Twitter page, I'm fairly active over there with crypto content. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So again, EGLD has been within this longer term range with the support at $38. You can see that was the low that held as support from back here in June. And this move in June, this capitulation really did mark a major low for a lot of other altcoins. And especially for EGLD, you can see that established the range low. It was retested as support from right here in November. And then we did see a brief fake out below the range. But again, that was reclaimed and we didn't see any fall through or continuation to the downside. So it did print this fake out and we are once again back above this level, reclaimed it, and it is now acting as support with the most recent low from back here in March, retesting that on the weekly close. It held as support and it's starting to see a little bit of a bounce here off of that zone. So overall, it is still within the range. It is still looking bullish as long as it is holding the range lows. And now we can look to the resistance at the range highs again around $66, where we saw rejections at in August and then right here in November. So that is our next major target to be watching out for if we do see some follow through and continuation off of this retest off the range lows in the next few months. And I do think that that is something to expect, especially with Bitcoin and Ethereum looking very bullish here. I do think that they have formed a major bottom. So I do expect the altcoin market to just follow suit. And especially for EGLD, that would be the next major zone to be watching out for, again around $66. Now, of course, even though we have seen a pretty sizable move off the lows, which were around $32, up around 34%, this move is coming at pretty significant underperformance with respect to Bitcoin, as illustrated by the EGLD Bitcoin ratio. And again, this is coming back down to retest the lows from June, that same area we saw as the capitulation. And again, we're seeing that retest, and over the last few weeks, EGLD, like many other altcoins, has been bleeding a lot of its Bitcoin valuation. In fact, from this local high back here in February, currently down about 30% in just the last 4 weeks. So you can see how quickly we've dropped down to retest this low. And what that's really showing us here is that if we were to take a look here at Bitcoin, you can see it's well and comfortably above both the February and the August highs. So if we just draw this as our resistance, it's already broken back above that, and it's at a high not seen since back here in June of 2022. Whereas if we were to look at EGLD, again, it is significantly down from its August highs, hasn't broken back above its February highs, and it's actually back down here towards the range lows. So that's what this underperformance really shows us. We haven't seen a huge rally off of the lows like Bitcoin has. In fact, if I were to take a measured move, Bitcoin is currently up around 82%, whereas if we were to look at EGLD, again, it is only up around 34%. And all of this is pretty high in opportunity cost because EGLD, like other altcoins, does take on higher risk. It is a higher and more riskier play than Bitcoin. So not seeing that risk work in your favor to the upside is definitely a concern, and it is a concern with EGLD on the Bitcoin ratio. Now, that being said, it is retesting support, and this level at around 150,000 Satoshis is still support until proven otherwise. But do consider the possibility where if this is no longer holding support, we do see that further bleed, further continuation lower. And what that could mean is that maybe EGLD does remain within this range and it goes sideways, whereas Bitcoin could potentially see a further breakout towards the 30, 34, even 36K range. And that would really just bring this down, drag this down, and have Bitcoin being the more dominant play in the market, which is definitely healthy for the market in general. But if you're entirely allocated to altcoins, you might not capture that upside potential and you are taking on high risk. So just keep that in mind when looking at altcoins, especially with EGLD now retesting the lows into, say, the next few months. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.